Here we are, a Sunday edition, a holy day, and I don't mean like my socks. It is a day to live and learn, and it's not the easiest day in the world, but it's a day that we must build on for the future. And to tell us about that, here comes an expert, the man who lets nothing stop him. He is the Don of sports debate. He is the main man of the Mafia. He is AJ Bokine.
What's up, Jack? How we doing, guys?
Good.
Great day
the,
again, show.
how are you and the Scorpion doing?
Oh, we're great. We're great. Results notwithstanding from last night, we are great.
All right. Well, you
Tough,
want to start
tough,
there?
tough weekend in Mafia madness right now.
It
Tough
is a
weekend.
tough weekend. It is
Jack,
a tough weekend.
my parlay went 1 for 6 yesterday,
Uh-oh.
and the
Hope you
one
didn't
was
have
lacrosse. The one was lacrosse.
Oh,
And
really?
last night.
I hope you didn't have your inheritance bet on it.
No. It was a tough day for prize picks yesterday. Let's just put it that way.
It was a tough day. Why don't we start with Homestead boys varsity basketball? You had a tough one last night. It's always the suddenness of the end of a season, isn't it?
You know, it's you grow as a group, and like Coach Kreider said it yesterday, only one group has that feeling of elation at the end of the year. So there's going to be about 467 teams that are going to feel the way we felt last night. And I think what makes it tough, Jack, is it was at home. You know, it was at home, and it was I believe that team is gonna go very far in the tournament. I believe that. I really do.
Okay, now Homestead. Who did you play, AJ? Again, for people who don't know,
we played Oshkosh North, and
Oshkosh North.
For those who don't know, Oshkosh North has a kid that's gonna go to Iowa State next year and play for Coach TJ Osselberger.
Now, aren't they Oshkosh North normally a power? Aren't they, year in and year out? Seems like
year in year out. Yeah, they're really good.
They remember they've been years and years for going back 20,
it seems
30
like
years.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like I always remember hearing their name in it.
Yeah, they had a coach way back when named Frank Shady that was there for years. He was from Plymouth, and he had him even in the in the 90s, 80s, late 80s, 90s, and for years. And then Tyler Halliburton, Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, sorry. Tyrese is from the Indiana Pacers, is Oshkosh North graduate, NBA also.
Okay.
So
yeah. And this kid that they have, I got to get his name right.
You don't have his name right?
No, it's Xavier Mitchell.
Xavier Mitchell.
Jack, he had 36 points last night. They had 71.
How what kind of a player is he? Inside, outside, both, all?
More inside than outside. He had 15 free throws. I think he had 12 or 15 free throws last night, and about
he had a couple threes, but
he had 2 threes, and the rest were inside of 10 feet. So,
what position will he play in college at Iowa State?
I would say he's a 4-man. So he's a 4.
No.
Oh, no,
I think he's more. He's going to be more of a 2. He doesn't have the size to be a 4.
Well, he's 6'7" right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
For the people who don't know 2s or 4s, you talking power forward,
No,
shooting guard?
I would say he's going to be shooting guard or shooting forward. He's not going to be the power forward. I don't think. But I would say shooting guard.
Does he have the range to be outside?
The
college?
Jumper's a little, it's not the purest thing in the world, but it'll be there when he needs it.
Yeah, it's an interesting guy. I think he has, he's, we look back on it, it's not like he's Con Knuffel shooting threes, right, from
Right.
Duke or Wisconsin Lutheran. He's not that, but he's got good rotation on the ball, shoots free throws well. You can tell he has a shot in his repertoire because he's got a good looking shot.
You can definitely tell he's one of the best players in the state for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was a tough one. Was it a good game? I mean, was it close? Not close.
5-point game. We had a chance with we had a chance. We had our opportunities. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they were actually Homestead was up early, but three big kids picked up 2 fouls in the first 10 minutes of the game. So, yeah, the refs weren't being very.
They weren't letting them play. It sounds like.
No, I don't. I'm not going to complain about refs, but I hate it when you're going to have a slightly physical game. I hate it when the refs take over the game. It doesn't make it any fun. So Homestead's 3 big kids are 2 fouls, so they were up early by 6 or 7, and next thing they know, they're down 10 at halftime. But it was pretty much a 2, 3, 4-point game most of the second half. So
credit to our young kids. They played really well. I'll just give credit where credit's due. We had a sophomore Albert Black over 28 last night. I think he hit about 7 threes, 3 or 4 in a row at one point. And just credit to where our kids, they battled and just came up short in the end. So,
I mean, yeah, give them credit. They have 3 long kids. They have 3 kids between 6'6" and 6'7". They played a 1-3-1 half court zone, and it's a tough one to beat. It's a tough one to beat with kids that long.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it is. They can get on you quickly.
When you got when you got smaller guards and they got 3, 6, 7 kids, you're at an early disadvantage. We knew how to attack it, but it was tough. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's onward now. AJ, do you have? Does the coach gather everyone? What happens now for people who don't know? What happened? I don't know. What do you do as a team? What's left?
We just have a team banquet, and we'll kind of wrap the season with a team banquet, and then the guys will go to their spring sports or their AAU programs or whatnot, whatever they do in the spring. So
okay.
Most of these guys are playing a lot of AAU.
Mm-hmm. So will you don't do? Does Coach Kreider do like one-on-one interviews as they leave, or is
we'll do exit interviews. I mean, obviously we'll do some exit interviews with some of the older kids, but it'll be good. It'll be good. I think there's by no means, if you're a Homestead fan, we're not going anywhere. We'll be back in the same spot next year in a couple years online, because we got a young group coming up that's very hungry, and I think we'll be back. So,
good.
But yeah,
it's tough, but you got to deal with it and you got to move on, right?
But I want to give quick credit to where credit's due for everyone that's listening to Cedarburg. Credit to you guys last night. Cedarburg took down Nicolay last night. So
you're kidding.
No, so it'll be a Cedarburg Slinger sectional semifinal. So
when is that game, AJ? Do you know?
That's Thursday evening. So
Thursday evening. Cool. Wow. Well, Cedarburg's really turned the corner on the year. They just certainly didn't start off well. You guys hammered them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Good to see Cedarburg take down Nicolay.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt the old attitude right now.
Well, that's good. Will you be watching? Will you go to any more tournament games? Will you be watching them? How closely will you follow it now?
I think I may try to get. I'll go to state for sure. I'll go to the state tournament for sure to catch up with some coaches and stuff. I may try to get to one more if North is still in, but we'll see.
Okay. If they're in on Saturday, Sheboygan North has a big game against the Pier. The Pier is number 1 in the state. They beat them twice already this year. So
plus already pretty handily too.
Wow. Okay. So is the final tournament in Madison? Is that 2 weeks from? It must be 2 weeks from this weekend.
today,
Yeah.
or
2
yesterday.
weeks from today, yeah, it'll be all over.
2 weeks from Thursday.
Can you
So-
believe it, AJ, that it's gone this quickly this season? Does it seem
I
like it's gone
can.
quickly?
It always does. It always does. You get together in November and build a team, and just like that, it's over. So I can believe it, but it's nice because now, um, you know, same weekend as State is also March Madness in Milwaukee, so should be a pretty good weekend for the old Wisconsin
Sports.
sports. Yeah,
Sports and basketball. Well, let's talk about our two Wisconsin men's basketball teams. Marquette and Wisconsin both lost yesterday. Marquette, not surprising, but they certainly played them tough to take them to overtime.
yeah, they did. They put it tough. If Chase grabs the rebound, they go. That didn't. It did. Jack and Chase grabs the rebound. They go to double overtime. So,
Margot said it was a crushing last-second shot. I didn't see it, but she was telling me.
Yeah, they had a chance to rebound. It bounced off of Chase's hands, and I mean, he I think it took his head away and didn't secure it, and they took the ball right away and got a little bunny at the buzzer.
Oh.
So that should have been Marquette's ball with about 3 seconds left, and instead.
Yeah, and of course, I'm on my way home, and who's on the radio? But Homer, he's in a state of depression.
He's what?
He's in a state of depression. He's like, "Oh, he got to rebound in this score." So,
Steve the Homer.
Yeah, he's funny. He is funny. He's been around doing it for a long time.
He and Tony are a good combination for that school. So.
Yeah. What happened to the Badgers, for God's sakes, losing to Penn State at home?
I did not watch.
I didn't either.
I did not watch. I was at shoot around.
But it was a double-digit loss, though.
Yeah, they stunk.
Is Penn State any good?
No.
They're 500.
Oh. They're not. Put it this way, Jack. They lost to a team that will not qualify for the Big Ten tournament.
For the Big Ten tournament, they were not qualified. Oh, I suppose with so many teams now that everybody doesn't get in. Well, so when both the conference tournaments are coming up, the regular season's over for our Wisconsin teams.
So Marquette will play Thursday at 1:30.
Who did they? What seed did Marquette get?
4.
So Marquette got the 4. So who gets a bye in that? And
Top 3.
Top 3 get a bye, so they missed out on the bye.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't deserved it yet.
No.
Okay. So what about Wisconsin? When do they play? Do you know? Is that set?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Are they in the top 4 or 5 of the
They
conference
were in the
anymore?
top 4 going into yesterday. I don't know if they're still
Oh
out.
man, that's a tough loss.
Yeah, so
I'm going to take a quick look here on the Big Ten
Okay.
tournament brackets.
well, we gotta give a shout out quick, Jeff, before we leave college basketball.
For who? What?
Green Bay women are still in.
Oh, excellent.
They won 20 in a row now. So
20 in a row.
it started 7-5, Jack. They're now 27-5.
That's unbelievable. Will they go far in the tournament?
They're in the semifinals right now.
Well, they're in the conference tournament.
Right, but will they go? Do you think they'll go far in the? Will they get into the tournament? I guess
They got to win. They got to win the conference. There's only going to be one team that's going to come out.
Okay.
There's only going to be one team that's going to come out of there.
Okay.
So
Ooh, that's a toughie. Who do they play next? Do you know?
Monday at 11, they play Cleveland State, I believe.
Okay.
So they don't have anything right now, and the Big Ten, because it's not over yet. But it's projected that Wisconsin would play Thursday against either Rutgers or Nebraska. Again, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The first round has 3 games. That's the 10 through 15 seeds. So and then Wisconsin is the 5th seed. So they play the what is that? Is that the winner of the 12-13 game, at least as it sits right now. And then and then the top 4 teams: Michigan State, Michigan, Maryland, and UCLA, all will have a bye.
Okay. What
Talk
about
about a guy. Talk about a guy. If we can, real quick, Jack, talk about a guy. If you ever seen Mick Conan's press conferences from UCLA, they're
yeah?
like the most. He's like the most depressed guy in the world, and they're in the top 4. I'm like, seriously, dude, relax. He complains about going to the East Coast. He complains about going to the Midwest, and all of a sudden they're in the top 4. So keep complaining, Mick. Your team's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's something.
Well, maybe he should have not taken the job at UCLA.
What?
Maybe not yet.
You made me think of somebody else in the Big Ten. Oh, you know who I think is pretty good, even though I don't think they're ranked, is Illinois. They look like they could lose to anybody or beat anybody.
Yeah, they could do either. I think they're dangerous if they get in, for sure.
And what about, we got to give a shout out, college basketball, to Chucky. I mean, Chucky Hepburn's having a year for Louisville.
That's because he can shoot all the time.
Well, fine, but he might get Player of the Year in the ACC. Now he's not going to. Cooper Flag's going to get it, but
I agree. But I believe he he was very good at Wisconsin, what they asked him to do. But now you can see the difference in the styles.
Yeah, well, I guess he was much more athletic than anybody gave him credit for, at least watching him, because of the style of basketball.
Well, is Wisconsin's style that much different now? I mean,
it's not.
Now, yeah.
I think now it is, but I think even last year, I think it has. But now when you got studs, you got athletes.
Yeah.
He's finally changing.
Yeah. Well, Chucky wasn't. It seemed to me when he was with the Badgers, he dribbled a lot. And it seems a little bit I've seen him in Louisville. He's passing a lot more and then shooting him when he has it. So I wish him well. He seems like a good guy to me.
Yeah, he does. They'll have a good year. I think I'm hoping the ACC gets 4 or 5 teams in there. I got a buddy of mine who I played with for a year, who coaches at Wake, so I hope they get in. But yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Are the conference tournaments as big a deal as they used to be? It seemed like,
they are, I would say, because you can always have bid stealers, which makes it fun. The smaller ones are the big deal, I'd say.
Do you root for the underdogs in the tournament, or do you root for the teams that have the really quality programs year in and year out?
Depends what I need to happen for my team to be successful. It's really what it comes down to, Jack. I really don't want.
All right, let's admit it. You root for Wisconsin, Marquette, and anybody else that's an underdog. You root for the underdogs all the time, so they bump off anybody that's any good.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's
how you go about it.
That's how I can. But those underdogs, they get only so far in the tournament, and then sometimes they make it really far, which it makes it fun, obviously.
Any connections I got to root for, Jack? Any connections I got to root for?
So you'll root for Iowa State and Alabama.
Iowa State, Alabama, Memphis, obviously Wisconsin, Marquette. But there's a couple.
Alabama had a big win yesterday at Auburn.
Mark Sears with a lefty jumper.
Yeah.
So again, AJ's connection is always the two coaches, right?
Yeah, the two coaches.
So 2 coaches are who?
Alabama and Iowa State. Nate Oates is the Whitewater guy, and then
he's Alabama.
And Alabama, and then TJ Osselberger is also a Whitewater guy. He's at Iowa State.
What about Bruce Pearl? What do you think about him?
Tell him truthfully.
I don't like him.
What is it? I get that. Why is that?
Why is that I don't like him?
Yeah.
Because the minute he left Milwaukee, they got put on probation.
He's a crook.
He's a crook. Is he a crook now that there's the NIL stuff? Or is he a pig and slop?
No, he's in the perfect spot now because he can do what he wants to do. But I'm just saying, like, before I mean, they honored. Put it this way, Jack. They honored that Sweet 16 team from Milwaukee.
Hmm.
The year after he left. They got put on. They got, or he got a show cause penalty for being uh for doing illegal stuff in Milwaukee.
Well, that's why they had a good team.
Right.
Yeah, he's a salesman, isn't he?
Yeah, and now you can be a salesman because even our good friend Drew said, uh, "How much are we willing to pay to keep these guys?" That's what he
Drew
said to
who?
me.
Who said
Bryson.
that?
Bryson.
Where's he from?
Oh,
He's from the Paul. He's like, "How much are we?"
oh.
He's like, "Who are we willing to pay to keep, and who are we willing to get transfers and all that stuff?"
It's like Cooper Flagg. They said he might not go pro because he doesn't like the teams that'll be picking first, possibly. But he can make another 6 to 8 million staying in school next year. And
Not a bad gig.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
but
I
then
don't. I don't
then
buy that.
and then that it was funny because a Charlotte Hornets fan shouted out, "We're going to be in the same position next year. You're not going to be able to stay away from us because we're going to think again," which I thought was a great comeback.
That's funny. I do believe that he's going to go pro, and I do believe he's going to be the first pick in the draft.
Is it Kniffel?
Colin Knivel,
Yeah, is he going to go pro
he is a stud, and yes, he will be a lottery pick, I believe.
this year?
Yes. And by the way, the Kniffels are not going anywhere. There's 4 brothers.
5.
5. I bet.
He's the youngest of 5.
He's the oldest.
Oldest of 5. I'm sorry. So his story is he's actually, his mother is a Norgard, and she was at Green Bay, and his uncle was Jeff Norgard, who played at Green Bay and played a little bit. I think he played a little in the NBA. I know he played
sounds familiar.
He played overseas for sure.
Okay.
And then his father is I think he's still the all-time leading scorer at Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yes.
Oh, they're Lutherans. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I give him credit. At least he's a pure Lutheran that they're not recruiting, right? That's, they're a Lutheran family, long-term Lutheran family. Better than that, they get all these kids. So many of these private schools get all these kids from, whether it be the Lutherans or the Catholics. So.
Oh boy! All right.
Sure, I shouldn't talk about the Catholics, right?
Oh no, I'm good with that. It's a free for all. Every religion for themselves. All right. So, while this is going on, do you even pay attention to the NBA? Do you care what's going on?
I do, but not as much. When the tournament goes on, I kind of shut my brain out for 3 weeks and go from there. And then
understandable. It is a great time of year for a sports fan.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, tough loss for the Bucks last night, but they've been playing well. So, got a big game tonight against Cleveland. So, just want to see how they stack up. Play a decent game.
Did you hear Charles Barkley go off this last week? I saw a clip.
On Kendrick Perkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
What did he get off of Perkins?
He said he's a fool and an idiot.
He goes, those idiots over at ESPN. All they do is talking about the Lakers saving me. What about Cleveland and Oklahoma City, man?
Okay. So
yeah, he
said the Lakers have had a good 2 weeks. The Thunder and the Cavs have had a good 6 months. And yet those idiots over there, we're going to be over there next year, he says in the thing, with those idiots. He goes, Kendrick, who's that? He says to Shaq, what's that fool's name, that idiot? And Kendrick Perkins, that's it. He goes, you bet. Oh, it was funny. Because it's true. That's all you hear.
I saw the clip and I'm like, this is perfect. And I'm like, I saw the clip and I'm like, Jack did not send this to me. This is not made up. It's like it was on live TV too.
Yeah, it was just great. The other guys were laughing big time as usual. All right, NFL. What do you think about? Does Geno Smith matter? Why?
I don't understand the big deal about him.
Geno Smith
Is he
not
good?
bad. No, he's not.
He's okay.
He's not. Well, he's not. He's not. Well, he'll make the Raiders better, but they're not. They're not. They're not a playoff team.
No, but they got to work towards it. Maybe he's okay. He's better than they've had. I've seen some mock drafts that they're going to draft that Ashton Ginty.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
They would take pressure off of both of them. But I mean, they have a long way to go. But go ahead.
I don't think Genty will be able to do his. I'm interested to see if his whole I stand up in the backfield will work in the NFL.
Well,
If you haven't seen him play, Jack, he literally stands straight up in the backfield. Doesn't not in a runner position, more in a sprinter stance, and he just waits for the ball to be handed off to him. So we'll see if it works. I mean, I'm excited to watch him. I like Ashton as a running back, so we'll see.
You sound skeptical at best that that's going to work for him.
I do. I'm a little skeptical.
Well, running backs, you can develop them. So, I mean, tell me who was the running back that really is, you drafted and they just took off. I mean, how many are there?
Not many.
Saquon was good, but he wasn't like this good when he first came out. Of course, it so much depends on the system and team you get put on too.
Yes, but Saquon, okay, so you got Saquon there.
Mm-hmm.
High draft choice. What's his name from San Francisco that can't stay on the field?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he was good right from the get go, but you're right, it's catching up to him. He's getting hurt all the time now. But like Eddie George was really good coming out.
Okay. What is that? 27 years ago.
Yeah. Who's the big guy? Won the Heisman, played forever for Tennessee, and just went to Baltimore.
Derek?
Yes, he was good right from the get go, wasn't he?
Not this good.
Yeah. Well, he was good. Yeah. So, but the point is, I mean, you pick these guys. What are the odds, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a high odds that these guys come out. I mean, and that's why so many running backs come out later, right?
Right.
So
right.
Well, I was reading. I not to change, but on the Packer front, sounds like DK Metcalf, his trade value is dropping down. People aren't bidding at that first round pick anymore.
Well, he said he wants to go to a contender and a warm weather team.
Yeah. So how much warmer can you get than Green Bay?
Do you think they should trade for him?
No.
Because wait a minute. Last week you said if they had him that they'd go to the Super Bowl. Now this week you're saying they shouldn't trade for him.
Yeah.
What happened?
There's just not. After thinking it over, Jack, there's just not a lot of value there. I mean, you probably have to give up a receiver or two to get him, and then
what would you give up if you were the Packers? What would you give up in a trade? Either one of you.
It looks like, I mean, I'm going with what I'm reading now, which is they're talking about a second in either Wicks or Dobbs, one of the two. That's the.
Would you do it?
That's a street value.
Well, I'll tell you this. You don't give up Rome. You give up Dontavian if you're gonna give up anybody.
The only way I do it is if you have him sign, if it's a sign and trade, because if he's not signed by the time he comes up here, I would not do it.
You're right.
You're not gonna take a risk of a guy that says he wants a warm weather team and all this, and he's on his last year of his contract and give that much up. I don't see that.
I don't know how Matty would handle a alpha personality like that in the locker room either.
Well, how would you rank? Would you rather have trade for Metcalf or sign Devontae Adams as a free agent? Would you do either one?
I would sign Devontae easy.
I'll take Devontae for a couple of years.
He still looked pretty good last year.
Yeah, I would take him for a couple of years. He knows how to play in this environment, and
there was a clip out there. He said on the receiver show that they had this past year on Netflix. He's like, I gotta get out of here before I get killed, or something along those lines. It was like something along those lines. So he's looking to get out, and he's not going to go to New York's not going to resign him. So we'll see.
yeah,
right.
I would take Devontae again. I just now they're saying he's out, but I haven't heard it. When did these guys start when does this start closing?
He got
The open
No,
thing is, the open negotiation starts tomorrow.
Was that what it is? So it's
Yeah.
tomorrow. I hear like the next couple days, or when
It's the legal tampering or whatever they
the
call it.
first wave, usually the big price guys go the first couple days, right?
Yeah. What about Joey Bosa? Would you Packers sack percentage was not great? Would you go for something like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, Green Bay fans would love him because there's that connection there too.
What connection?
It's Jake Kumero's cousin.
That's a good. That's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
A receiver from Whitewater.
No, but they love. I would love to have Joey. I'd love to do it at the right price, of course.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't think he's a top player. He doesn't. I don't think he's a top player anymore.
Yeah, he just can't stay healthy. It seems like.
Yeah. So I don't know what you pay for something like that, but I'd be concerned that it's a little.
Big story.
And again, if you can't stay healthy in warm weather, how are you staying healthy in cold weather?
Big story that came out though today, the big rumor trade that is no longer going to happen was Myles Garrett, because it's not going to happen now.
It's not going to happen?
Because he just got signed to a record deal today.
Did he really?
He got most money for a non-quarterback ever.
Well, that was Max Crosby until today. Then that didn't last long.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw that one of the destinations for him was perhaps the Bears.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, and then the Eagles. Yeah, Browns announced new Myles Garrett with a statement that glosses over a few things. That's the headline on Pro Football Talk.
Bears are stacking up.
Yeah, they're stacking up now. They can get they got a good, solid core there now.
All right, report 49ers, Joey Bosa having good conversations. That's not surprising.
Oh, he wants to go play with his brother, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I think the Packers have got a couple. I would be happy if they got Adams and be able to pick up some mid. I don't know. They need top. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd pay top guys.
What a corner like. I was thinking about this today. What a corner like Justin Simmons from Atlanta. I mean, he didn't sign a big deal for them. I like him in a Green Bay uniform for some reason.
I haven't heard of him. I'm not familiar with him.
Played for Denver for years.
Okay.
I played corner for Denver for years.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, to a point, if you're going to take anything, you got to take a corner. Well, yeah. I mean, when does the trading thing happen? Then I don't even know. I mean, is everybody trading now, or what's his name? Are they not going to? They just going to have to cut Jair?
I heard that there's rumors that they've been trying to work with a few teams on it, but nothing's come through.
I mean, Jerry's going to be traded? Oh, I feel bad.
He's going to be traded or cut, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited to see what they do. I think Goody's got a couple things up his sleeve, I think.
Well, he's got his hands full.
They got enough cap space to do the double dip again like they did last year.
That was quite a surprise last year, too.
Double dipping at 2 free agents.
Yeah. That was great. That was great. They both worked out well, man. That's unusual.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, boys. It's getting to be that time for some
some
All right,
AJ's
boy.
advice that comes from the world of sports, and you can apply it to everyday life.
All right, so this comes from last night. I was thinking about this last night as I was sitting in my locker room with the 6 seniors. And don't take or run time with people you care about for granted, because that time can be really short. I mean, I had a group of, for example, let me just use as an example. We had 6 seniors that I coached for 3 years. And just don't take time with people you care about for granted, because it can be really short. I mean, November to March seems really long, but it really wasn't. So just enjoy the ride, and especially this time of year, if you're a sports fan, enjoy the ride with your team or whoever you're supporting, whatever it may be in life. Just enjoy it, because it goes like that. That's the only thing it goes real quick, and it just, what are you gonna say?
Good.
It just goes real quick, and just enjoy it, because it can be over as soon as you get started. So
It does go fast. Life goes by fast. You better kiss the joy as it flies, they say,
yeah, right.
All right. Well said. It's coming from a tough spot. I know, AJ, it's tough to get over something like that when your season comes to an end, but I know one of the important things that you do is lead by example, and that those boys are looking at you and they got a good example for you. And I think that's because the boss and Doug did a good job some of the time.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing will be just thinking about next year. We had a whole new crew coming in, so it'll be kind of like a different starting over. So it'll be a different kind of era. So it'll be kind of interesting.
Well, that's what keeps it fresh, right? You got to
Yep.
reload. You got
Yep.
to reload on the run.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, you Bokinis.
Okay, Jack.
You
All the
have
best. Yeah.
You guys have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day, and got a lot of tournament action. It's going to be a fun time coming up. So
Yes, sir.
Best time of the year.
Yes, sir.
best time of the year. Very cool. All right, and daylight savings time. Don't forget.
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Well, don't tell me about that. I'm already tired. Yeah. The boss took a 45-minute nap. She got up. We got AJ on the couch, and she said, "I'm going back to bed."
I hear you. I hear her. I'm with the boss on that one. All right, boys. You take care. You have a great week, and we'll talk to you midweek, maybe, and for sure next weekend.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, great. See you
Take
guys.
care. Thanks.
The bulky.